What's going on, everybody? Back here for some more WCW Monday Night Nitro, joined as always my friend Chris Mullins Jr. How you doing, buddy?
Here we go. There we go. We are back. We got some Monday Nitro. We are the fast track. It is this Sunday coming up. We got WCW Spring Stampede.
I know. Excited for it. It's the go
We
home
got a
show.
big night ahead. We got a big night ahead. Spring Stampede.
Yeah, we got a big card there. But, of course, we're still building towards it, getting that momentum, hyping it up even more. Kicking off the show, though, we got EC3 coming out. Trouble. And he's interrupted by Marty Scurll. Marty says that he's being overlooked, undershadowed, underappreciated here in WCW. All the things that he's done for the wrestling industry. And that's when EC3 pops him with a good one. And those two then begin starting into a brawl, which leads into the starting match of here tonight. And EC3 able to get the sweet meat sizzler on Marty. 79 match, pretty good there. Marty debuted from having a hot new move and is doing better at his gimmick, so he's killing it. After the match, though, the world champion, WCW world champion, Joe Hennig comes out and confronts EC3 ahead of their match this Sunday. Pretty much just a simple back and forth between the two. Nothing really too crazy. You know, they're just getting into each other's faces. They have to be separated there by security as they're taking cheap shots at each other, getting ready for Sunday's brawl. So, what's going on here with the flock, Mr. Chris Mullins?
Here we have Raven. Raven is talking and telling them of greater powers beyond anyone's control that no one will be able to understand, but soon everyone will be able to understand.
I like it.
He's very ominous in his words.
After that, we got our boys out there. Johnny Ace coming out on his little scooty machine. Cass XL following him. He said, "Who's it gonna be this week?" And out comes Davey Boy Smith Jr. out with the Billington boys. And of course, they're gonna be accompanying him at ringside. But guess what? Cass XL makes short work of them here tonight with the East River Crossing, of course.
Defense number 3.
Here we go. Then, what's going on in the Tino segment?
In the Tino segment, it is finally boiled over. Obviously, last week we had Tino and Royce finally came to blows. Shane chose Tino. Shane says, "You know what, Tino? You are the forever franchise. I want you against Royce Isaacs at the pay-per-view. You two, I want you to split that young rookie open. I want you to take him out."
Dang, bold words there by the veteran Shane Douglas. I wonder how it's going to culminate at the pay-per-view. But speaking of big culminations, we actually have one here tonight with Scott Norton bringing out Alexander Hammerstone and Rockstar Spud with them. He said, "Carl, what I did to you last week, it had to be done. You just simply couldn't live up. I dropped my belt. And you know what? I'm looking to get it back. But I might be actually looking for something greater than that, Carl. But this is where you were supposed to pick up that momentum and carry it forward. I had all this faith into you. Look at Spud beside me. Look at Hammerstone. Young, reminds me of myself. Spud, not so much. We just keep him around because he's funny. But War Beast, they got bigger things to do tonight. Sean Waltman, good buddy of mine. NWO for life. Also, bigger things here tonight. But Carl, and that's when Carl comes out. He says, "Would you stop it? I'm done of hearing your mouth talk. And I'm going to shut you up." And that's when Alexander Hammerstone and Rockstar Spud get in front of him as he's approaching the ring apron. He says, "You know what?" He said, "I'll take all 3 of you on tonight. I'm going to beat the crap out of every single one of you guys, and I will stop the NWO." However, the 3 of them are just able to get the best of him here tonight. It's big old Scott Norton hitting a big old power bomb on Carl Anderson, standing tall on top of him, making a sight for the eyes of one of the members of NWO Exotic being exiled out of it. Carl is no more.
Carl is out. The machine gun has been seized.
After that, you got Eric Bischoff. He's in his office, and that's when Alberto comes barging in. And he's like, "What are you doing trying to put me in a cage with that beast, Jeff? I've seen him. I've seen the stuff he can do. He was flipping over cars. He was bench pressing the entire bench press. What is going on? That man is a monster. I refuse to work with him." And then in comes Jeff Cobb, and he's like, "Why, are you scared of me?" And Alberto says, "No." He says, "It's not I'm scared of you. I have no respect for you. I should be WCW World Champion." And Eric says, Alberto, how many times have we got to teach you this lesson? You've wasted opportunity after opportunity. And look, if you can beat Jeff in that cage, I'll give you a world title shot. But you gotta beat him at Spring Stampede. And how about this? We'll be nice and we'll let you just walk on out of this office unscathed, and you can get to training or whatever you need to do for your match this Sunday. And Alberto, he angrily agrees. He's like, "Fine, I better have that title match when I beat this monster." But before he gets out of the office, he gives a cheap slap across the face to Jeff Cobb and then runs out like a coward. Jeff looking just visibly just angered by that.
What a shot!
I know. After that, Tanera Conti, Angel Rose, they're having a segment in which Angel Rose is looking to get involved with the women's title match this Sunday. But Tanera Conti says that she doesn't deserve to be in that match because she was already screwed out of her match before. And Angel Rose said she deserves a rematch. So the two of them are going to duke it out here tonight, with actually Tanera Conti able to tap out Angel Rose, the former champion here. Pretty good. Following that, we have Tennille Dashwood coming out, hitting Tanera Conti with her belt, but Rosemary appears from under the ring. Black mist to Tennille Dashwood, followed by a big old spike DDT for some reason, and then she just looks at that title and she just sprays mist all over it. Ominous.
Very wild.
Next up, what's going on with our boys and Eddie and Andrade?
Eddie and Andrade are again another words between two obviously guys that are trying to take that brass ring here in WCW, both claiming their spot as Mr. WCW, saying that they are what will lead this company into the great wild, into greater, more illustrious things.
Greater pastures. I think that's the word you're looking for. Pastures. Eddie, though, able to get the win with Andrade with the pinfall following the cross-legged fisherman's buster. Andrade wasn't able... I know. Andrade wasn't able to get the figure four leg lock on Eddie, though, this time.
No figure four.
Nope. But then after the match, that's when Austin Aries cheap shots Eddie. And he says, "Let me remind you who I am. I'm the greatest man that's ever lived. Now
I'm the greatest man that's ever walked foot into WCW.
Now don't let these past few weeks of misfortunes that have occurred upon me taint my reputation around here, Eddie. But you can't just come in here expecting greatness to be on a silver platter, and I'm going to make sure you don't get that greatness." Then we go into our main event here tonight when the Pride of the South, but they're missing Casey McKnight because last week it was seeming that he got injured. He was wobbling out and they had to escort him out. Pride of the South able to get the win, though, over NW Exotic. In particular, Cash Wheeler hitting a Yakuza kick on Joey Machete here tonight. And then following that segment, he says that come the pay-per-view, he will be in that tag team title match, and that he will fight for Casey McKnight and win and get those belts where they belong for FTR. Pretty sharp show here, 81, 42 regions and a plus, and we're going to see you guys with a big old thunder. Alright, we are here for Thunder. Mr. Mullins, what is going on with the Grimmeth Marks here?
Grimmeth Marks, you got Matt Marquis, Simon Grimm sitting here. They've had weeks and weeks and weeks of miscommunications, and Simon Grimm, again, he tries to deliver a big giant gift basket to Matt Marquis as an apology for everything. Matt Marquis says, "Sir, have you not been listening to anything I've said? I want you to start following the rules. You probably stole this basket, and I've just had about enough of you. If you can't follow the rules, I'm going to have to teach you a lesson. Me and you in the ring, at Spring Stampede.
Oh, man. You gotta listen to the rules. This is another segment of yours, too.
This is another one of mine. You got backstage. Kylie Ray is breaking down crying in her locker room as Brian Pillman is consoling her. Her life, she says, is in ruins. She can't eat. She can't sleep. All she does is see Buff Bagwell around every corner and his creepy eyes watching her every move. She needs Brian Pillman to take care of this problem. She needs it gone out of her life. She needs all the help in the world.
I like it. Then we have opening match here with Zachary Wentz and TJP. TJP able to get the win though off of Zachary Wentz, member of the flock, making him tap out to a figure 4 deathlock. Oh. Brutal. Another one of yours too. What's going on?
Another one of mine. As you see, we have Al Jones, we have Vincent. They're there. And David Arquette walks in with Orange Cassidy as Lio Rush returns to the locker room to join his acting partner, Al Jones. And David Arquette says, luckily, Orange Cassidy will be able to be in the commercial. I am just about had enough of you guys, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to use you guys in Hollywood if you guys can't get all of your heads out of your asses. And that's when Vincent speaks up and says, wait now. What if we have Lio take on Orange Cassidy tonight? And if Lio wins, Al Jones gets the commercial. David says, okay, you know what? If he wins, he gets the commercial. If not, then we will have to look for another project for Mr. Jones, and it might take some time to find us another project for Mr. Jones. And with that, obviously, we had a great little back and forth matchup here, but Orange Cassidy comes out on top over Lio Rush with the super kick.
Super kick party! Then we have Thunder Rosa backstage stretching, working out, relaxing, just having a good time. You know, she thinks she's about to have a match tonight, but then Maria Manic attacks her and the two get into it, and Milo, just when you think he's about to do the right thing and split these two girls up, guess what he's got with him? The trailer park tire iron. He tosses that thing in the air, and Maria catches it and bashes Thunder with it, knocking her out.
Right in the back of the head.
So who's going to replace her in her match tonight? Well, it's the returning Kiera Hogan, who's able to take on Solo Darling and get the win.
Kiera Hogan, welcome back.
With the beautiful blue lips. And the show ends off here with Carlito's Cabana. He says, hey, and you got Eddie, you got Orlando. They're handing out all the pamphlets to everybody at ringside, you know. Carlito's like, I'd like to welcome to the Cabana, Mr. Humberto and Mr. Jordan Oliver. So that's when Humberto comes out. He takes a seat. He's shaking hands. He's giving a pamphlet. Jordan Oliver comes out, but he's got Whitey F and B with him. But they stay there at ringside, you know, because they're not allowed to.
Yeah, they stay out of the ring. They're not trying at all to cost Jordan Oliver anything.
I know. It was already risky because of last week, you know, being in the match. They're having to keep a hands-off approach on Mr. Humberto, but they're, you know, exceptions to the rules. We'll say that. But Mr. Jordan Oliver giving a pamphlet. He's looking at it. He's seeing some things about it. He's smiling. Carly Colon smiling. They go back and forth, and Carly's like, gentlemen, you guys are going to have a fair fight. You know, it's going to be a ladder match. You guys are going to be climbing to the top of the sky, the beautiful blue sky of the Caribbean at Spring Stampede. Speaking of Spring Stampede, spring's a great time to visit the Caribbean, am I right? That's why Eddie and Orlando, they're like shaking their heads, like nodding in sequence. They're like, yeah. And Humberto's like, yeah. He's like, I don't know about that one. He's like, the Caribbean's kind of a little lame. And they look like stunned there for a second. Jordan's like, well, I would never say such a thing. And he's like, you know, Humberto, you're not really everyone's favorite around here. These people might be fooled by you, but you look at me, you look at the boys in the back, your little ragtag group from last week wasn't really anything impressive. I got Whitey F and B. All right. And after I beat you at Sunday, we're not going to be so broke anymore, because the sky is the limit. And hey, maybe we'll have some money to take a visit down to the Caribbeans and just chill out. And that's when he looks over at Carlito and he's like, yeah, just chill out, man. And he throws his apple in the air, he catches it, he takes a bite, and he spits it right in Humberto's face, and that's when the Cologne boys started beating up Humberto. And Jordan Oliver shakes the hand of Carly as he leaves the ringside holding up the World Light Heavyweight Championship, as Humberto's been assaulted by the Colognes right ahead of their match Sunday. So pretty good show here, 72, killed it there. And next time, guys, we will see you at Spring Stampede.